Hello. Yesterday was such a lovely day. I worked in the morning, but it was a really good shift, I felt. And then, wow, lots of light. Maybe I'll face this way. Oh, hello. Catch up with me? No? Well, just bear with. I'm gonna change the camera in a second anyway, flip it. But I got home from work and Wayne was home, which was really nice. And we watched some stuff and we also did some house stuff together. And we lit a candle. We lit our first candle of the season and it made me so happy and I could actually smell it. Sometimes I can't smell them, but it did make me very, very happy. But the thing I'm gonna share with you is that he worked with the rest of those boxes to fix our shelving unit. Not fix, tidy. And it looks so much better now. So let me show you. I mean, that chair is there, ignore that. But look at that, it's so much neater. You can just see our friends. It's amazing, yay. And I finished work really early today, which was nice. And so I've just been filming a couple of videos that I've been wanting to film for a while. And I'm hoping to edit at least one, maybe two of those. And I'm potentially going to film another. I just need to get back onto YouTube because it has been a while. So I'm trying to play catch up. Not even catch up, I'm just trying to get myself ready for the next sort of batch of, time. And I'm also already thinking about end of year stuff and, Vlognica and that kind of thing. So it's nice to be in that mindset. It's nice to have the time to think about these things and it's nice to have the time to film and edit these things. So all in all good. I might have a cup of tea now because it's tea weather. It's been so windy today. It's amazing. I love it. And we've got this like gorgeous autumnal sun. Oh, it's a wonderful day, even though it doesn't look so great on camera. But that's all. And I might catch up with you later. I might not. Yay. Hello, it is almost 6:30. Work finished a bit later than usual today and I decided to take the tube instead of the bus. Long story, I'll get into it all later. But basically I was planning on going to a dance class, but then because work ran on, I didn't. Also, I wasn't really feeling it. So I'm gonna go for a run and I'm kind of thinking 5K, but if I don't feel like I can last that long or if, my knee or whatever hurts, I'm gonna stop or end early. And that's all right because there's no pressure. There's no need to be doing any running. I just feel like I need to move and I'm wearing all the movement clothes. So I'm just gonna get out there, do something and come back. And I have a long list of things I want to do between this evening and then tomorrow morning before I start work. So we'll crack on with all that later. I also am looking forward. I've made some interesting plans, something different for supper tonight. So I will share that with you as well once I'm back. But for now, I am going to put on a top and run. Hello, I've just walked in. It was only short, it was 26 minutes, but I'm glad I did it. It was 4 kilometers in the end that I went for. I did take a 200-meter break around the 3.5 kilometer mark. I'll break it down for you all in a moment. But I'm glad I did it. It wasn't easy, but it wasn't hard. I definitely prefer the cooler weather and the wind. It's so nice. And I've never worn this top before, and I did like it for this kind of run. I'm not sure I'd want it for my really long runs, but I don't plan on doing any of those anytime soon or potentially ever. I'm going to cool down, eat an apple with Biscoff, have a shower, and then chat to you. Whew, first run back in the bag, woo! So much for saying I'm gonna take ages off of running, probably months, probably won't be back until spring, and here I am not even 10 days later running again. Anyway, I'm gonna cool down. Hello, I have obviously showered and washed my hair, which is lovely, and I'm now gonna get started on supper. It shouldn't take too long. I think the longest step is step 1, so I'm just gonna do that, and then hopefully everything else will be just putting things together, really. The other night we had hot dogs, vegetarian obviously, and we had 1 hot dog bun left over. So what I'm gonna use is this, obviously. And then I've also got pesto, which I bought for my meals, for lunches, for pasta, but I've used all the pasta up now, and we've still got quite a decent amount of pesto. Now, it doesn't go off immediately, I know that, but I did have an inspiration that it might be nice to have pesto with some fresh tomatoes, which we've also got to use up. So I was just gonna do that, but then I remembered I have tofu that I need to use up as well. Our fridge has been very full for a long time and I'm finally working my way through it. But especially because I'm going away in a couple of days, I don't even know if I've mentioned that on here, I definitely need to use these things up. So I looked up tofu recipes and in fact, one just happened to come up that was like a tofu, it was a bagel with pesto and tomato and cheese. And I was like, perfect. So that's what we're gonna do. I've been trying to squeeze my tofu as I've tried before, same way. This is what it currently looks like. It's not been there for very long, only since I came out of the shower, so probably about half an hour or so, maybe even less. But I'm impatient, so we're gonna start frying it up. And then everything else really just needs to be assembled. I need to slice the tomatoes. I've got frozen grated cheese that I need to put on, and I've put the oven on 150, and I'm just going to stick it in there for a couple of minutes to get it. If I had like a panini press or something, that would be perfect, but I don't. So we're just going to put it in the oven, and that will be it. I was going to film step by step, but actually basically all the steps are just like, there's not much to it, so I might not. I'm just going to get started with the tofu. Yay! I am sincerely hoping this tastes good. Sincerely. I didn't add anything to the tofu, which maybe I should have. I thought about adding paprika, but I remembered too late. I forgot about it while I was doing it. I don't know how to eat this because it's like, it's not working with fork and knife. Do I just go for the whole thing? This is not gonna go well. I think I would want the tofu a little bit more flavoured and potentially a little bit thinner. But all in all, I'm happy. I'm happy. This is so exciting. Yay. That makes me happy. I'm very happy. Yay. Successes are so rare for me. I've just lit our autumn candle again, and it makes me so happy. We bought these last year, or at the start of the year, and they've just been in a cupboard for the entirety of summer. I got a lovely candle from Sam from the Dear Hopefuls channel that I had planned to use over spring and summer because it was more like a summer breeze or whatever it was called, sea breeze, I don't know. But then the summer was so hot that we did not want any extra heat in this apartment. But I do still plan to use that candle. It's a gorgeous candle. But for the time being, we've got our pumpkin, maybe it's not a pumpkin, apple and cinnamon, perhaps, candle lit, and it makes me very, very happy. I'm also thinking of making a cup of tea in a moment. I actually didn't feel like I needed it, but having just started to talk to you, my throat does feel a little bit like, interesting. And I really want to get my autumn gear out, but because I'm going away in a couple of days, I don't think I'm gonna get time before. But I'm so ready to change over. I want my autumn mug. Anyway, I'm enjoying the night, kind of just cozying up in the bed and editing some YouTube as well as watching some stuff. And then any of the more like productive things. Editing is productive, but anything else can be done and dealt with tomorrow morning. We're not in a rush. I love this weather so much. I'm so happy that we're back into cozy season. I've missed it. I've mentioned it so much. I feel like that's all I've spoken about for the last 2 weeks. But cup of tea and cozying up time. But time for a cup of tea. Hello. I've just had a lovely chat with my mum. Made me very happy. It's so rare that we get to speak midweek, so it's lovely when we can. I've spent this morning editing quite a bit, which has been great, and uploading stuff and clearing my laptop, which is nice. I also have started considering packing in terms of, you know, picking out some things that I might want to take with me to Holland. And I'm gonna make the same as I made yesterday, just with some bread, because I bought fresh bread yesterday. Well, I always buy fresh bread, but usually I put it in the freezer immediately, and I didn't today. So I'm gonna do it with pesto, cheese, tomato. We've still got all the ingredients. So I'm gonna make 2 slices before work. I'm working 2 different jobs today, so I should be home by about 9. but I will have sort of an hour in between, which is nice. I do still have sort of an hour and a half, well, an hour 15 before I need to go to work. So I'm hoping to film some other stuff before then. So if you've seen a lot of videos of me looking like this, that's why. I've actually already filmed one other, which I need to double check if I'm gonna upload it. But if I do, it makes me very happy. I'm wearing jeans today. I haven't worn jeans in a long time, my black jeans. And the only reason I'm wearing them is because everything else is going to Holland, so I couldn't wear any of my like leggings or whatever. Oh, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy. Chatting to my mum definitely helps, but I was already feeling happy. I just wanted to come in and say that. That's all. Yay. Oh, actually, one of the other things I want to do is talk about my run from yesterday, because I now no longer have a dedicated running video for it. So let's just say hello and see what's happening. Oh, in fact, do you know what? I'm gonna put the stuff in the oven. I'm gonna prepare it and then I'll come back. Okay. Bread is in the oven with pesto and cheese. I've cut the tomato and I'll add that on a bit later once the cheese is already a little bit melted. I don't have tofu, but I think it'll still be tasty without. So let's have a look at this run. Basically, the story goes that I knew I wanted to go to a dance class, and I knew that Tuesday would make sense as a day because I was already in town and Wayne was getting home quite late. And I found a dance class that I thought I'd quite like that happened at 6 o'clock, which would give me enough time to get there. And I hadn't booked it, but I just knew that that was my plan if everything worked out. Now, while I was at work, I definitely didn't feel in the mood to go to a dance class, and I did keep saying to myself, maybe I just won't go, like I don't want to go. But then our last booking called to ask if they could come a bit later. And that was okay, but I knew in my head that it would then be very tight with whether or not I'd be able to make it. And I sort of said to myself, this will be the decider. If I finish before X time, then I will go. Otherwise, I will not. I could see that I was not going to make it. So I said, right, great, I'm not going. And I was not complaining about that. But what I figured I'd do instead was go for a run, because I feel like my body is capable. I knew it didn't have to be very long. I figured kind of 20 minutes-ish, maybe a 5K if I felt up for it. But just going out and moving. And I even took the tube home, which I never do from this job because it's £2 cheaper to take the bus. But I kind of figured by staying late at work, I'm getting paid extra. And also I would have paid for the dance class, so this is kind of compensation for that. See what I mean with money factors into every thought I have? Anyway, so I got home and obviously let you know that I went for a run. So I ended up doing 4 kilometers, of which I ran exactly 200 meters, maybe slightly less. I think it was 180. But no, sorry, I walked 180 meters, but I ran everything else. And I could feel, I'd said to myself, because I haven't run and I didn't do a proper warm up in the slightest, I was like, I'm gonna go out really gentle, really slow, and then pick up the pace, you know, as I'm going. But I was out the door and just could not slow myself down. I could tell that I was going much faster. The 1 kilometer, I'm not sure how quick I did the first kilometer in, but it definitely felt like it said it earlier than where it usually says it. But it's hard for me to be sure because I did run up a side road and I don't know how far I went compared to usual. But I'm wondering if the GPS was a little bit off on that. Anyway, I could tell that I was just going faster than usual and I just accepted my fate. And then once I was kind of thinking, what do I go to? Do I go to 3, to 4, to 5? Because I wasn't feeling, you know, super in the mood. And I also think going faster meant that I obviously was expelling more energy. But in the end, I said to myself, right, at 3K, I will leave the park, so I'll hopefully be home around 4, but I will allow myself to walk, especially because obviously it's uphill. So I did run. I then looked at my thing and I was like, right, no, I'm going to run until 3.5, which I did because it was getting sort of steeper uphill. So I walked then the 170 meters or whatever it was, but then did run the rest home. And honestly, getting to my door was bang on 4 kilometers. So that was very satisfying. But let's have a quick look at the actual breakdown. So my average tempo was 6:38, which is definitely much faster than a lot of my longer runs have been. And my overall time was 26 minutes and 46 seconds. And I have to say, it did feel nice just to be able to go for a short run. Like there was something very nice about being able to move my body and still, you know, exercising, but just not having a long-term commitment to it. And especially because I didn't do a long warm-up, which is not recommended, and I didn't even do a huge cool down, overall time taken was probably maximum 35-40 minutes, which is so nice compared to, you know, the 3+ hours that I was spending beforehand. I did my third fastest 2 mile, which was in 6 minutes and 32 seconds. I'm pretty sure 2 miles is just 3 kilometers. I'm not sure why they've said it in that way. But anyway, breakdown of the kilometers: 6:10, 6:53, 6:32, and 6:58. So yeah, that first one, I was flying. I was out the door. And there's the information for anyone who might be curious, for anyone who can read that. But yeah, I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I feel fine. Today I was a little bit worried my knee would be sore, but actually everything is fine. My toe is still bruised from the half marathon, and I am a little bit concerned because I feel like after 10 days it should be calming down, and it doesn't show any sign of stopping, so that's not ideal. Like, the colour hasn't faded at all. So if it's there by the time I get back from Holland, maybe I'll go to a doctor or something. But aside from that, like, as I say, physically I feel fine, and I'm just glad that I can go out there and do it. I guess theoretically I probably could have got to 5k, although I was tired by the time I got home. It was so nice running in cooler weather. Like, that definitely makes such a difference. But I'm not focusing on the speedier 5k at the moment. Like, that is not right now. I am hoping that I can go for a run in Holland, because it's wonderfully flat, but we will see if that happens, if it comes to pass. Anyway, I'm gonna keep sorting my lunch and making sure that it's all ready, and then I'm gonna go to work, and I will catch up with you guys after. Or not, I don't know, maybe, we'll see. Bye! Hello, we're gonna make a halloumi curry tonight, which I am very excited about. Wayne's just gone shopping, and I've got the rice on and started chopping the onion and just, you know, getting things ready. But I cannot believe that I'm leaving tomorrow. It has not even sunk in. Very last minute, I remembered to check in even. I think it's because I am working tomorrow morning, so it doesn't feel like I'm leaving tomorrow, but it feels very strange that I'm very excited, but I can't actually feel the full excitement because I'm not in that headspace at all yet. I haven't finished packing, I haven't made any lists, which just feels very wrong. And I'm gonna have a quick turnaround from work tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna have to... Oh, I didn't set a timer. Alexa, set a timer for 10 minutes, please.
Good evening, Raquel.
It definitely needs more than that.
Now.
But yeah, I get home from work and I'm gonna have like maximum 20 to 30 minutes to then get changed and go. And I'm cutting it fine. I'm only getting to the airport 2 hours before my flight, which is so unlike me. But I am only traveling with hand luggage. I'm going to a smaller airport. Like, I should be okay. But yeah, can't believe I'm leaving tomorrow. So I will vlog that, I'm sure, or at least what I can. I'm in a middle seat, so not ideal. But I'm on a window seat on the way back. But yeah, I feel like I've not thought about anything beyond like every day at a time for the last like couple of weeks. Well, since the half marathon. I think until that point I was like thinking about the half marathon, but since then I've just kind of been like, each day just happens to me and I let it. On a separate note, I am very close to the end of Funny Story, which I only started I think yesterday or the day before, but I'm very much enjoying it. I really like Emily Henry. I didn't love her last book. I enjoyed it, but like, it was probably my least favourite of the books of hers that I've read. But I'm enjoying this one. It's just such an easy read. But anyway, I'm gonna continue cooking and packing and getting myself ready. And I will see you all probably tomorrow, which is crazy. Yay!